Welcome back to Coins Numismatic series, the channel where history, artistry, and value meet in the fascinating world of coins. Today's episode is going to be an exciting one, because we're diving into the top 3 Monticello Jefferson nickel 5-cent coins. These coins might look like the ones you pass around every day, but behind their modest 5-cent value hides a treasure chest of stories of history, design, rarity, and collector intrigue. Let's begin with our first coin. 1980, P Monticello Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin. The year 1980 was an interesting time in American history. The United States was coming out of the turbulent 1970s, with inflation still fresh in the minds of citizens and the political climate changing rapidly as Ronald Reagan prepared to enter the scene. For coin collectors, however, 1980 marked another chapter in the story of the Jefferson nickel, a coin that had been in circulation since 1938. The 1980 P Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, designated by the P mint mark. This was a notable moment because the Philadelphia Mint had only begun using the P mint mark on nickels starting in 1980. Before then, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark. This seemingly small change became a big milestone in the history of U.S. coinage, making the 1980 P Jefferson nickel the very first year this mint mark appeared on nickels. That alone adds a unique layer of collectability. The design of the Jefferson nickel had remained consistent since its debut. The obverse, designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, 3rd President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. Schlag's design emphasizes Jefferson's distinct profile, with his hair tied back in a colonial queue. On the left side of the coin are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," followed by the date 1980. The P mint mark is found just beside the date. For collectors, this placement is critical, as it signifies the new era when Philadelphia began marking its coins. Turning to the reverse, we see Jefferson's famous estate, Monticello. The design captures the neoclassical architecture of Jefferson's Virginia home, a structure that Jefferson himself designed. The inscription, Monticello, appears below the building, and above it is, E pluribus unum. Along the bottom rim of the coin are the words, 5 cents, and United States of America. The reverse design remained a constant reminder of Jefferson's role not only as a political leader but also as an architect and innovator. In terms of mintage, the 1980 P Jefferson nickel was produced in large numbers. Over 657 million examples rolled out of the Philadelphia Mint, making it far from rare in general circulation. However, mintage figures only tell part of the story. While most of these coins ended up as ordinary pocket change, high-quality specimens, especially those with full steps on the Monticello design, are much scarcer. Full steps refer to the details on the steps leading up to Monticello. A coin where all 5 or 6 steps are clearly visible without breaks is considered a prize for collectors, as strike quality often varied. Now, what about errors? The 1980 P Jefferson nickel has produced its share of intriguing mint errors that add substantial value. Some of the most notable include off-center strikes, die cracks, and doubled dies. For example, collectors have found 1980 P nickels with noticeable doubling on the inscriptions or Jefferson's profile. Others feature die breaks, leaving raised lines across the coin that make it unique. Any of these errors can dramatically increase the value depending on condition and rarity. Speaking of value, the 1980 P Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is worth face value, 5 cents. But in higher grades, the story changes. An uncirculated coin can range anywhere from a couple of dollars up to $50 or more, depending on the grade. But if you have a mint state coin with full steps, you could be looking at several $100s, and in rare cases, even crossing the $1,000 threshold when graded MS-67 or higher. This makes the 1980 P Jefferson nickel a perfect example of how a coin that seems common can hold surprising worth when condition and detail align. Collector interest in this coin is strong, particularly among Jefferson nickel enthusiasts who seek out full-step varieties and first-year-of-issue significance. The fact that 1980 marked the introduction of the P mint mark on nickels adds an extra level of historical importance. It's not just another Jefferson nickel, it's the beginning of a new mint mark era. For that reason, many collectors actively pursue not only high-grade examples but also error coins that tell even more of the minting story. In short, the 1980 P Monticello Jefferson nickel embodies both historical and numismatic value. It marks a milestone in minting history, showcases the classic Schlag design, and offers collectors plenty of variety to hunt for. Whether you find one in your change or seek out a pristine full-step specimen, this coin is a cornerstone for anyone passionate about Jefferson Nickels. 2013 D Monticello Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin. Fast forward more than 3 decades to 2013, and the Jefferson nickel was still going strong. By this time, the nickel had already survived several design updates and the introduction of modern minting technology. Yet the 2013 D Jefferson nickel struck at the Denver Mint continues the tradition of carrying Jefferson's portrait and Monticello on its 2 sides. The obverse features a refreshed version of Jefferson's portrait, updated from Felix Schlag's original. Beginning in 2006, the Mint introduced a new forward-facing Jefferson design that showed a more contemporary style. By 2013, this design had become the standard. Jefferson's face dominates the obverse, with sharper details and a direct gaze, creating a stronger connection with the viewer. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" appear prominently, along with the year 2013 and the D mintmark representing Denver. This modernized portrait gave the nickel a new personality while honoring Jefferson's legacy. On the reverse, the familiar Monticello remains. The depiction is crisp and detailed, reflecting advances in die-making technology that allowed finer strikes. The inscriptions remain unchanged, E pluribus unum above, Monticello across the base, and United States of America encircling the bottom with 5 cents. The mintage for the 2013 D Jefferson nickel was substantial. Over 938 million pieces were struck at the Denver Mint, making it one of the more plentiful modern nickels. As with earlier issues, most ended up in circulation, where they continue to serve their intended purpose as everyday currency. However, the challenge for collectors lies in finding coins in pristine condition. Circulated 2013 D nickels are common, but uncirculated specimens, especially those with exceptional luster and strike, are where collectors turn their attention. Errors are an important part of the story for the 2013 D Jefferson nickel. Although modern minting processes have significantly reduced the frequency of errors compared to earlier decades, they still occur. Some known varieties include die clashes, where elements of the reverse design are faintly visible on the obverse, and vice versa. Other errors include off-center strikes and strike-throughs, where foreign objects come between the die and the planchet during minting. These anomalies create highly collectible variations that can transform an ordinary nickel into a valuable find. Market value for the 2013 D Jefferson nickel is relatively modest in circulated condition, usually just face value. In mint state, however, values rise quickly. Coins graded MS65 or higher may fetch $10 to $30, while the elusive full-step examples command a premium. In fact, a 2013 D nickel with full steps in top condition can be worth significantly more, as collectors prize the sharpness of detail that demonstrates superior striking quality. Why is this coin interesting to collectors? For one, it represents the ongoing evolution of the Jefferson nickel design. The obverse portrait had undergone a major transformation in the 2000s, and the 2013 D captures that modern iteration. Collectors who enjoy building complete Jefferson nickel sets see this coin as a necessary piece of the puzzle, especially in high grade. Moreover, Denver Mint coins often have slightly different characteristics compared to Philadelphia issues, such as subtle variations in luster or strike strength, making them appealing to those who like comparing mint outputs. In terms of historical context, the 2013 D Jefferson nickel tells the story of an enduring coin series. By 2013, the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation for 75 years. Few coin designs have lasted that long, and the nickel continues to represent a blend of history and stability in U.S. coinage. Collectors value it as a link between past and present, showing how the design has adapted while keeping Jefferson and Monticello at its heart. While most 2013 D nickels you find in change won't make you rich, the pursuit of high-grade specimens and rare varieties makes this coin a fun target. It shows how even modern coins that seem common can hold surprises, especially for sharp-eyed collectors who know what to look for. 2014 D Monticello Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin. The 2014 D Jefferson nickel continues the narrative of modern nickels, offering collectors another chapter in the Denver Mint's output. With nearly 1 billion coins struck that year, the 2014 D is common in circulation, but as with all coins, the devil is in the details. The obverse features the same forward-facing portrait of Jefferson introduced in 2006, emphasizing realism and a direct engagement with the viewer. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust, Liberty," in Jefferson's own handwriting style, and the year 2014 accompanied by the D mintmark. This detail, the use of Jefferson's script for Liberty, connects the coin to Jefferson not just as a historical figure, but as a human being who left behind tangible artifacts of his own handwriting. This small design flourish adds depth to the symbolism of the coin. The reverse is still dominated by Monticello, Jefferson's architectural masterpiece. Advances in die technology ensured the 2014 strikes were sharp, with fine details visible in the columns, dome, and steps. The standard inscriptions remain, with E pluribus unum overhead, Monticello in the center, and United States of America along the bottom rim. The denomination, 5 cents, anchors the design, reminding us of the coin's utilitarian role. With over 1 billion minted between both Denver and Philadelphia facilities, the 2014 Jefferson nickel is certainly no rarity in general circulation. The Denver Mint alone contributed more than $450 million. Yet, as with its predecessors, condition is the key to value. Collectors specifically look for mint state coins with strong strikes, clean fields, and full-step designations. Errors for the 2014 D Jefferson nickel include a range of possibilities, from die clashes and strike-throughs to off-center strikes. While these are less common in modern coinage due to advanced quality control, they do slip through occasionally, creating intriguing collectibles. A coin with an unusual error can leap in value far beyond its face amount, with some error nickels selling for hundreds of dollars depending on uniqueness and grade. When it comes to market value, a circulated 2014 D nickel is worth 5 cents, but uncirculated coins begin to attract premiums. MS-65 examples may reach $10 to $20, while higher grades can push into the $50 range. Full-step specimens are again the star players, as collectors love to chase after perfect strikes. Some of the highest-graded full-step 2014 D nickels have sold for impressive amounts at auction, showing how modern issues can still carry significant collector value. What sets the 2014 D apart is its role in marking continuity within the Jefferson nickel series. Coming right after the 2013 D, it reinforces the stability of the modern design and the enduring popularity of Jefferson's image. For collectors who build year-by-year sets, the 2014 D is a must-have. It also appeals to those who collect by mintmark, comparing Denver and Philadelphia outputs for subtle differences. Another aspect that makes the 2014 D interesting is the challenge of finding pristine examples in circulation. Even though hundreds of millions were minted, most coins quickly show signs of wear once they enter daily use. Spotting a flawless coin in your change is a thrill, and it's one of the things that keeps collectors hunting. In the broader historical sense, the 2014 D Jefferson nickel demonstrates how coinage reflects national identity. Jefferson remains a central figure in American history, and Monticello serves as a lasting reminder of his contributions. Even in a small 5-cent piece, the blending of portrait, architecture, and inscriptions tells a story of democracy, independence, and continuity. Collectors value this story just as much as the physical coin itself. In summary, the 2014 D Jefferson nickel may seem like just another modern coin, but it holds layers of meaning for those who know what to look for. Between its design flourishes, mintage figures, error potential, and full-step allure, this coin is another essential entry in the Jefferson nickel series. And there you have it, the 1980 P, the 2013 D, and the 2014 D Monticello Jefferson nickel 5-cent coins. Each one tells a different part of the story, whether it's the historic debut of the P mintmark in 1980, the modernized Jefferson portrait of 2013, or the continuing legacy of the 2014 D. What's amazing is that these coins, often overlooked as just loose change, carry layers of history, artistry, and collector intrigue.